Welcome to the Spanish Learning Lab with me, Alexander. Today, in this video, we're going to continue our series of learning Spanish by reading Fight Club in Spanish. So here is my paper copy of Fight Club in Spanish, El Club de la Lucha. We're going to go ahead and read this book on the PDF version, and I've included a link to a free PDF in the comments section. And it's the same PDF that I'm using to read in this video, so feel free to use that to follow along. Um, the reason why I like to read Fight Club in Spanish, this is the fourth time I've reread Fight Club in Spanish, is because it's the appropriate reading level for me. So the last time I was in a formal Spanish class, was in Spain, and I left off at the B2 level, which is considered advanced intermediate. At that point, you're already a little comfortable with the present tense subjunctive form. I had not learned the imperfect subjunctive yet. I did not finish the B2 course. I It was time to leave Barcelona. So whenever I see the imperfect subjunctive in text, I usually get really excited because I think to myself, oh, this is a relatively new grammatical form, and so I got to absorb this as much as I can. Um, and I'm giving you this as a point of reference. So for me, the level of writing in Fight Club is perfect. Chuck Palahniuk is famous for writing simple, concise sentences, paragraphs, and even chapters. In fact, today's chapter is only 3 pages long. 3 pages long. That's super short. Um, so, any other notes I want to make before we get started? Nope, that's it. Let's do it. All right, so chapter 4, capítulo 4. Esta noche están aquí todos los típicos parásitos cerebrales. Las sesiones de arriba y más allá siempre cuentan con una nutrida asistencia. Este es Peter. Este es Aldo. Esta es Marcy. ¿Qué tal? Presentaciones. Hola a todos. Esta es Marla Singer. Es la primera vez que viene. Hola, Marla. And hit that R. Hola, Marla. Marla. You got this. La sesión de arriba y más allá comienza con el rap de la recuperación. El grupo de apoyo no se llama enfermos con parásitos cerebrales. Jamás oirás a nadie decir parásitos. Todos están siempre en franca mejoría. Ah, este nuevo medicamento. I read that right? Medicamento. Ah, este nuevo medicamento, aunque siempre acaban de salir de un bache, no verás más que miradas extraviadas. Tras llevar 5 días con dolor de cabeza, una mujer se enjuga unas lágrimas involuntarias, involuntary tears. Todos llevan una tarea de identificación y la gente a la que has visto todos los martes por la noche a lo largo de un año acude a tu encuentro con la mano tenida y los ojos clavados en tu en tu tarjeta de identificación, your ID card. No creo que nos conozcamos. Nadie dirá parásitos, dirán agentes, agents. When I think agents, I think AI agents. Single agent systems, multi-agent systems, but whatever. Tampoco dirán curación, dirán tratamiento. Durante el rap de la recuperación, una de los enfermos describirá, sometimes I choke up still, describí, and then future tense, you gotta hit that A. Describirá, describirá la forma en que la gente, perdón, en que el gente se extendió por su columna vertebral hasta que de repente perdió el control sobre la mano izquierda. El gente, diría algún, le ha secado las meninges, las meninges. All right, so I'm going to look the pronunciation of this word up. I'm not going to do that a lot today because I am in a rush, and that's interesting. Um, there we go. All right. This is Spanish to English. Come on. Yeah, yes. Spanish to English. What? Okay, there we go. Meninges. Meninges. All right. Yeah, I got that pronunciation right. What does it mean? It's anatomy. Meninge. Bacteria that invaded the meninge. I don't know. I don't know. I don't got time to look this up. But the pronunciation is right, and for what we're doing here, that's all that matters. Um, las meninges. Y ahora el cerebro se desplaza con libertad dentro del cráneo, provocando este tipo de ataques. La última vez que estuve aquí, la mujer llamada Chloe nos comunicó las únicas noticias buenas que tenía. Chloe se puso de pie con dificultad, apoyándose en los brazos de madera de la silla y dijo que ya no tenía miedo a morirse. Esta noche, después de las presentaciones y el rap de la recuperación, una chica a la que no conozco y cuya tarjeta la identifica como Glenda, nos dice que es la hermana de Chloe y que, por fin, a las 2 de la mañana del martes pasado, Chloe se murió. No, Chloe. Solo quería echar el polvo una vez más. Por favor, ¿no hay un hombre en el grupo de apoyo que pueda darle a Chloe una vez más? No, por favor. Mira, Chloe, si yo estaba ahí, yo te doy uno bueno. Maybe not. I don't know. Chloe didn't look too bad in the movie, but I mean, if she's a skeletal cancer patient in real life, then all right, I'm not gonna get too much into this. Let's just keep reading, huh? Oi. 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 This isn't the horrible Irish accent lab. Oi. Name's Dublin. I mean, oi. I have this line that I try to say in Irish to get the Irish accent. I'm from Dublin. My name isn't Dublin. It's what's like a Irish name? Colin from actor. Oi, the name's Colin. I'm from Northern Dublin. That's all I got. All right, let's keep going. Oh, este momento debería de ser delicioso. Durante 2 años, Chloe ha llorado en mis brazos y ahora está muerta. Muerta y enterrada en una urna, mausoleo o columbario. Oh, la prueba de que un día estás, let's start that sentence again. O la prueba de que un día estás vivo y arrastrándote por el mundo y al siguiente te has convertido en un frío fertilizante, en buffet para gusanos, a buffet for the worms. Este es el asombroso milagro de la muerte y sería un momento delicioso si no fuera por esa mujer, Marla, the bane of our existence, Marla, the mirror of our fakeness, Marla. Well, you don't like Marla. If you don't like Marla, you don't like yourself. Marla, vaya, vaya. Marla me está mirando otra vez, destacándose. Say that right? Destacándose entre todos los parásitos cerebrales, mentirosa, farsante, farsante. Marla es la farsante, no yo, por favor. Yo soy la cosa real. Marla es la farsante. Tú eres el farsante. En realidad, cada vez que alguien pone cara de dolor o cae al suelo retorciéndose y gruñendo, mientras la entrepierna de sus vaqueros se vuelve azul oscuro. Todo es una farsa. Esta noche, de repente, la meditación guiada, no me transportará a ninguna parte. Detrás de cada una de las 7 puertas del palacio, la puerta verde, la puerta naranja, esta Marla está, I gotta hit that A, está Marla, la puerta azul. Marla está ahí de pie, mentirosa. Durante la meditación guiada, mientras atravieso la cueva, el animal que me hace de guía es Marla. Uh, Marla. Mientras fuma un cigarrillo. Or if I want to dip it to my Argentine accent, Marla. Mientras fuma un cigarrillo. Y entorna los ojos. Mentirosa con su pelo negro y labios carnosos, estilo francés. So she's white, just in case you're wondering. I'm not gonna go into that, but I mean, we gotta see ourselves and the characters that we want to relate with, right? Farsante, labios de sofá italiano, de cuero, cuero, de cuero oscuro. No tienes escapatoria. Chloe sí era auténtica. Ooh, authenticity. In the last chapter, chapter 3, the big concepts there, the two of them that I identified were illusions and arguably the beginnings of cynicism. But I would say mostly illusions with the projector and theater scene. Now we're talking about authenticity, which is the other side of the coin, right? When you talk about illusions, when you talk about cynicism, it's like these people aren't authentic. That's not really what they think. That's not really what they mean. They're not being real. It's just an act because they're, they're after X, but they claim to be Y. So authenticity is a big concept in this book. Now, here he's saying that Chloe was authentic. Chloe wanted to fuck, and she was just like, "This is who I am. This is who I am. This is what I want. You know, if this interests you, come say hi. If not, that's fine." I'll just go ahead and die. But like, that's authentic. Like she told you exactly who she was. But Marla, well, Marla and our narrator, they're the same people. They're fake. They're just here to feel something, to have people pay attention to them, to cope with their miserable existence. Um, so yeah, our protagonist isn't authentic either. At what point in the story is he authentic? I wonder. It's a question I never asked before. Um, Maybe at the very end of the movie, not so much the book. The book ends differently, but we'll talk about that when we get there. All right, let's keep going. We're about 30% of the way through, and I am good on time. I have dance practice with my training partner, so I don't have a whole lot of time to get lost in like Spanish dictionary today. Also, if you've been following the videos, you'll notice that my accent is a lot better today. I'm not tripping over my own words. I slow down. I just hit the lower register of my voice first, which tends to like calm me down and maintain a smooth accent, or not even accent, but just it's a smoother speech pattern. So that helps me. As I mentioned in the last video, I don't know why when I speak in Spanish, I just start hitting like I go like not quite one octave lower, but I my voice does go lower, and it's calming and it just feels right. But anyways, let's keep reading. Chloe era tal. What? Chloe era tal y cómo sería el esqueleto de la cantante Joni Mitchell. Uh, is that a typo? Tal? So let's look this one up. Let's go to for like sentence translation, for translations other than like a word. You, Spanish dictionary isn't that great. Uh, Translate to English. Is tal a translation error or typo? Tal y como. Tal y como. Just like, exactly as. Um, huh. So there's still some phrases I'm not. Oh, such and such. That, such, tal. Okay, I get it. Yeah, so you would say something like, yeah, I'm familiar with this. So you would say something like, no me gusta Marla, ella es muy, es una grande mentirosa. And then, someone else could say, no, no es tal mentirosa. A veces tiene sus cuentas, pero es una buena persona. You can say something like that. Okay. All right. That's cool. Let's go back. I'm okay with that. All right. Chloe, uh, one second. Coffee. Yeah. Just, I got a new batch of coffee today. That might be the secret to my power. We'll see if I can maintain this. Chloe era tal y como sería el esqueleto de la cantante Joni Mitchell si consiguieras hacerle sonreír. I always trip up between smile and laugh in Spanish. Sonreír y pasearse por una fiesta mostrando una amabilidad exquisita. Exquisita. X is probably an S in this case. Exquisita or exquisita. We talked about in the last video. I'm not gonna go into it this video. Exquisita. con todo el mundo. Imagínate. Ooh, imagínate. That sounds like the positive. In Spanish, it would be the positive or the affirmative imperative. You imagine. It's a command. You imagine. Imagínate el popular esqueleto de Chloe del tamaño de un insecto y corriendo a las 2 de la mañana por los sótanos y las galerías de sus tripas, su pulso convertido en una sirena cuya aullido, that's a word, aullido, aullido. I don't like the way that sounds. Se oye por encima de todos y que anuncia. Preparada para. That's probably imperfect subjunctive. Preparada. No, it's got to end with the RA, I think. Preparada. Preparada para. No, just prepared. Preparada. Preparada para morir dentro de 10 segundos. 9, 8. La muerte se iniciará dentro de 7 segundos. 6. All right, we're almost done. Like halfway maybe. All right, we're making good time. So we are here. Por la noche, Chloe corrió por el laberinto de sus propias venas colapsadas y por conductos que reventaban para derramar linfa caliente. Linfa caliente. I don't know what linfa caliente. Also, I'm not going to look up every word. Sometimes, like, you have to put together the context clues to kind of make out what a word means sometimes. It's part of maturing as a language learner. So, what might that mean? Linfa. I've never seen that word before in Spanish. So, if we just read the whole sentence again. Por la noche, Chloe. So, we're imagining Chloe some insect. Por la noche, Chloe corrió por el laberinto de sus propias venas colapsadas y por conductos que reventaban para derramar linfa caliente. No fucking clue. Also, I don't know what this verb is. Derramar. Reventaban. Verberate? No. It should be a B, not a V. All right, let's look it up. I'm just, I don't know what's like in this. Basically, I know what this means. During the night, Chloe ran throughout the bathroom, laberinto de sus propios, in her own bathroom. I don't know. Yeah, the whole sentence just kind of goes over my head. All right, let's look it up. I don't know if we're gonna get a lot from this. At night, Chloe ran through the labyrinth. Why did I think bathroom? Latrine. I was thinking latrine. At night, Chloe ran through the labyrinth of her own collapsed veins, and through ducts that burst to spill warm lymph. Oh, lymph. Yeah, okay, that sentence is above me. But not for long, because we're practicing. We're, we're getting those reps in. We're getting those 10,000 hours in together. Los nervios asomaban por el tejido como cables trampa y brotaban abscesos que se hinchaban como perlas blancas y caliente. Aviso de megafonía. Fonia. Aviso de megafonía. Preparada para evacuar los intestinos dentro de 9 segundos. 8, 7. Preparada para evacuar el alma dentro de 10 segundos. 9, 8. Uf. Chloe avanza chapoteando en el líquido expulsado por sus riñones enfermos. Oh, sick kidneys. Unfortunately, I can relate to that. But I don't have to worry about that for like 30 years. So in the meantime, YOLO. Y que ahora le llega a los tobillos. Fuck, dude, there's so much death and decay in this chapter. But you know, it's good to reflect on that once in a while. La muerte comenzará dentro de 5 segundos. 5, 4, 4. En torno a ella, el pulverizador antiparásitos tiñe su corazón. 4, 3, 3, 2. Chloe escala a pulso los conductos helados de su garganta. La muerte comenzará dentro de 3 segundos. 2. La luz de la luna entra por su boca abierta, preparados para el último aliento ya. Evacuación ya. El alma se libera del cuerpo ya. Se inicia la muerte ya. Chloe. Chao, Chloe. Pásale adelante, Chloe. Te sigo. En tiempo. Oh, sería tan delicioso recordar el amasijo de huesos calientes de Chloe aún en mis brazos mientras Chloe yace muerta en alguna parte. Pero no, Marla me observa. Durante la meditación guiada, abro los brazos para recibir al niño que hay en mí y el niño es Marla fumando un cigarrillo. No aparece ninguna bola de luz curativa, mentirosa, ni los chakras. Imaginaos, that's the vosotros grammatical form. So that lets you know this is a translation from Spain. Imaginaos, all of you, not them, but all of you imagine. Imaginaos los chakras abriéndose como flores y en el centro de cada uno una deliciosa explosión de luz a cámara lenta, mentirosa. Mis chakras siguen cerrados. Al terminar la meditación, todos se estiran, giran la cabeza de un lado a otro y se ayudan a poner, perdón, lento, 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 y se ayudan a ponerse de pie para estar preparados. Contacto física terapéutico terapéutico. A la hora del abrazo, doy 3 pasos y me planto delante de Marla, que levanta la mirada y fija la vista en mi rostro mientras yo observo al resto, que ya está preparado para la representación. Vamos, la actuación va a empezar. Abrazad, vosotros, the AD. Abrazad a quien tengáis más cerca. That's all vosotros right there. And that might be the imperative. All of you, embrace someone. A quien tengáis más cerca. Whoever, all of you, tengáis, whoever you have around you. Mis brazos se cierran como cepos en torno a Marla. Esta noche escoged a alguien especial. I think that's also vosotros, escoged. When you have a little D there, that uncharacteristic D. This night, choose someone special. It's like the guide, the group leader, the pack leader. The what do they call it? I don't know, the therapist of the support group. It's like all of you tonight, choose someone special. So that's I'm pretty sure it's vosotros. Escoged a alguien especial. I'm not looking it up in the interest of time. Yeah. Okay. Marla mantiene prendidos a su cintura dedos que parecen cigarrillos. Dicedle a vuestro compañero como os sent. Fuck, that's all right. This is like a heavy duty vosotros sentence right here. Heavy duty. So decidle, all of you, tell them. So like decide, that's imperative, I believe. Decide, all of you tell them, right? All of you tell them, decidle a vuestro compañeros. All of you tell your compañeros cómo os sentís, how you all feel. So os is like the reflexive term, I think. And so when you go through like the grammar table, it's me, no, perdona, it's yo, tú, él, nos, ellos, right? And so os would be like the one. Let's look it up. You sound like you're full. Okay, let's look it up. So if I go to uh, it could be any word. So like tomar. Um, okay, so no, I'm full of shit. It's actually so it's yo, tú, él, nosotros, vosotros. No, no, I'm not. Um, I think it's mm, mm, for, no, it's for the yeah, reflexive. Me, tú. So let's see. Is os the reflexive part of a verb? If so, what are all the other forms? All right, told you. Yes, os is the reflexive pronoun used for vosotros, vosotras in the informal plural you in Spain when conjugating reflexive verbs. Here we go. So I mean, I wasn't quite clear. So, for for yo, it's me. So like you think of a reflexive verb like comerse. No, okay. Let's say comerse. Yeah, it's a word. Comerse. So you would see it here. There you go. There we go. Me como, tú comes, se come, nos comemos, os coméis, os coméis, ellos se comen. Boom, told you. And then, in the interest of time, we're going to leave it right there. I would like to go into a little bit into the verb conjugation of vosotros and vuestro. I think that's like the form of your in vosotros. This, right? So tell tell them. I'm not gonna go into it now. No time. But I would love to go into vosotros a little more. It's fun because I did take a bunch of classes in Spain, and I want to pick up vosotros because I want to master this language. I'm sure you do too. So, anyways, let's keep going. I'm just gonna okay, yeah, I'm just gonna keep reading in the interest of time. Oh no. So we were here. So let's start here. Marla no tiene cáncer testicular. Marla no tiene tuberculosis ni se está muriendo. Bueno, está bien. Según la sesuda filosofía sobre la nutrición cerebral, todos nos estamos muriendo. Sin embargo, Marla no se está muriendo de la misma forma que se moría Chloe. El momento ha llegado. Entregaos. Vosotros. Entonces, Marla, ¿te gustan estas manzanas? Entregaos a fondo. Marla, lárgate, vete, vete, adelante, llorad, sí que reís. Marla me mira fijamente, tiene los ojos castaños, los lóbulos de las orejas se arrugan en torno a los agujeros de los pendientes aunque no los lleva puestos. Sus labios agrietados están escarchados con piel muerta. Adelante, llorad. Tampoco tú te estás muriendo, dice Marla. Yeah, you're full of shit too, buddy. You're full of shit too. A nuestro alrededor. Sometimes I hit those R's hard and I really should. Like I should not roll the R in alrededor. So on a formal note, like that's not correct, but also like I'm the one speaking right now, so deal with it. God forbid we each develop our own speaking style. Eh, A nuestro alrededor, las parejas sollozan abrazadas. Si me denuncias, dice Marla, te denunciaré. Entonces podemos repartirnos la semana, le digo. Marla puede quedarse las enfermedades óseas, los parásitos cerebrales y la tuberculosis. Yo me reservo el cáncer testicular, los parásitos sanguíneos y la demencia encefálica orgánica. ¿Qué pasa con, perdone, y qué pasa con el cáncer de colon ascendente? Pregunta Marla. Esta chica ha hecho los deberes. Nos repartiremos el cáncer de intestino. Ella iría el primer y el tercer domingo de cada mes. No, dice Marla, no, lo quiero todo. Los cánceres y los parásitos. Marla entrecierra los ojos. Nunca soñó que pudiera sentirse tan maravillosamente bien. De hecho, se sentía viva. Tenía la piel más clara. Nunca había visto a un muerto. No sabía bien qué era la vida porque no tenía con qué contrastarla. Ah, pero ahora conocía experiencias de agonía, muerte, dolor y pérdida, llanto, temblores, terror y remordimientos. Ahora que sabe a dónde vamos todos, Marla disfruta cada instante de la vida. No, no está dispuesta a dejar ningún grupo de apoyo. No, nada de volver al anterior estilo de vida, dice Marla. Trabajaba, trabajaba en una funeraria para sentirme a gusto conmigo misma, solo por seguir respirando. ¿Qué pasaría si no encontrara trabajo en mi campo? Pues, let's scroll up. Pues vuelve a trabajar en la funeraria, le contesto. Los funerales no se pueden comparar en nada con esto, me dice Marla. Los funerales son ceremonias abstractas. Aquí, en cambio, adquieres una experiencia real de la muerte. A nuestro alrededor, las parejas se secan las lágrimas, se sobren la nariz, se dan palmaditas en la espalda y separan, se separan. I'm doing that thing where I rush, and I should totally not do that. The source of my power is I've hit rock bottom. There's no more coffee. No podemos venir los dos, le digo. Pues no vengas. Lo necesito. Entonces vete a los funerales. Los demás se han separado y se dan la mano para la oración final. Suelto a Marla. ¿Cuánto hace que vienes aquí? La oración final, 2 años. Un hombre del círculo de los que rezan me coge una mano. Otro coge la mano de Marla. Por lo general, cuando comienzan estas oraciones, dejo de respirar. Oh, bendición, bendicenos. Oh, bendicenos. Oh, bendice nuestra rabia y nuestros miedos. ¿2 años? Marla inclina la cabeza para hablar en su susurro. Oh, bendícenos y ampáranos. A lo largo de estos 2 años, si alguien pudo haberme descubierto, o bien había fallecido, o se había recuperado y dejado de asistir. Ayúdanos, ayúdanos. All right, let's wrap it up. Está bien, accede Marla. De acuerdo, de acuerdo. Te dejo el grupo de cáncer testicular, Bob el grandullón. Ese Bendito pedazo de pan seguirá mojándome con sus lágrimas. Gracias. Conducenos a nuestro destino. Danos la paz. De nada. Así conocí a Marla. That's it. That is it. So, we made a good time. All right. So that's chapter 4. What do we, so reading comprehension wise, what did we learn in chapter 4? We learned, the protagonist met Marla. They had a little conversation, and they're basically the same people. They're like, look, man, life is, I want to feel something. I think Marla was saying she used to work at a funeral so she could feel better about herself. But funeral ceremonial, so death is abstracted away. And you don't want to abstract away things like death. You want to, or she wants to be in the room with death and decay, like impending death and very real decay, because it makes you feel something. For those of you who've actually had a family member or anyone close to you die, like you realize, oh, death is no longer this like philosophical abstraction. It's real. It's visceral. It just hits you differently. Um, and so that's what this chapter is all about. Let's get acquainted with death. Let's get acquainted with death. But for the expressed goal of feeling something, these people are numb. They're numb, right? So they're numb. They're trying to cope with this hollow, unfulfilling life they're living, their existential crisis. And death, I can tell you from personal experience as well, death is the ultimate reference point. Death, I mean, when you want like a northern star, when you don't know which way to move in life and you need a guiding north star, reflect on death. Reflect on your death. And hopefully that will help you discover what's of value to you. And then once you know what's of value to you, you can take action and move in a specific direction in life. So that's what this chapter is about, the death. And then they're negotiating which support groups they will visit so they don't come across each other, because when they see each other, they go, "Oh man, I can't. You're popping my illusion. You're popping my illusion." It's this guy, this asshole, who runs back into Plato's allegory of the cave and says, "Hey man," it's like a hippie, the line one. "Hey man, those shadows on the wall, man, aren't real. They're just silhouettes of like cardboard cutouts that the guy behind us is holding in front of the fire, man. Like, let's go out the cave. I'll show you what's real, man. But first, take these mushrooms, man." Like, you don't want to talk to that guy. Nobody wants their illusions uh exposed to them. People get hostile. People, and there's a hostility in in the narrator here as well. It's like, this bitch, this fake, she's fucking it up for me. Well, he's not happy about that. It's kind of like Cypher from the Matrix. He turned on everyone. He turned on Neo. He turned on Morpheus. The first person he killed was that Russian woman with the short, like 90s rave hair. Um, yeah, people don't want their illusions exposed to them, and because it's like, yo, man, I'm trying to cope with existence, and you're making it a lot harder for me. So yeah, that's what this chapter is about. It's about avoiding authenticity. Also, Nietzsche has this idea about otherworldliness, specifically when he talks about Christianity. People try to like not live in the present moment, the material reality of now, and they want to abstract away things. So like, oh, I will really live and self-actualize in heaven, and I will find eternal peace and bliss and salvation from this hellhole of an existence I currently live. It's like, no, bring it back, bring it back. Life is happening right now. This is your life, and any one minute at a time. You got to take control of the reins, and you got to live your life because no one's gonna do that work for you but yourself. That's what I'm taking from this chapter. Um, and there's a lot of use of vosotros because this is the support group. So the support group dialogue has, you're addressing multiple people, and it's not all of them, it's all of us in the group. All of us, we're here, we're in this together. So it makes sense why vosotros gets used quite a bit here. All right, so that's it. We just read chapter 4 in Fight Club. This book is a Spanish translation from Spain. The PDF is also a Spanish translation from Spain. A lot of these books are translated in Spanish by Spanish translators because, it's the motherland. That's Spanish, Spain. Spanish is from Spain, and then all Latin America gets shafted. Um, Anything else I want to say? Um, oh yeah, one last thing. So if there's anything I do in the videos that you find helpful or not so helpful, let me know in the comments and I'll take into serious consideration because you're all joining me as I continue to develop my mastery of Spanish, but also I want to create videos that are helpful for you guys so you can follow along, so we can build this channel and we can do this together, build a community. And yeah, that's it. I'll see you for chapter 5.